10 solutions for my sellers where other agents only offer one. Hi, I'm Kim Donahue, your realtor with a heart to serve. One of the biggest things I want sellers to understand is that you do not always have only one option. Most people think selling means listing the home on the MLS, praying for a buyer, and negotiating an offer, and hoping everything works out in the end. Sometimes that's the right strategy, but sometimes it's not. Depending on your timeline, equity, stress level, condition of the home, financial goals, and where you are trying to go next, there may be multiple ways to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So today, I want to answer the most common questions sellers ask me about my top 10 solutions. A traditional listing is usually the best option when you want full market exposure and the opportunity to attract the highest possible price. This means we professionally prepare, stage, position, market, and negotiate your home through the open market. It works best when you have the time, the home shows well, the pricing strategy is strong, and we want to create the most buyer demand possible. But even with a traditional listing, I do not believe in just putting the home on the MLS and praying for a buyer. We need pricing strategy, marketing strategy, target marketing for the correct buyer, showing feedback, negotiation planning, and consistent adjustments until we get the home sold. I also offer buyers that come through an offer. If you need to sell quickly or do not want to deal with repairs, a cash offer or a buyout option may make sense. A cash offer can be helpful if you need speed, certainty, privacy, or simply do not want to go through the showings, repairs, staging, or a longer listing process. It may not always bring the highest price, but some sellers, the value is in convenience, timing, and reduced stress. My job is to help you compare the cash offer against what you would be able to net on the open market, so you can make an informed decision instead of guessing. My investor network can also be helpful when a property may not be ideal for a traditional buyer. Maybe the home needs repair, updating, cleanup, has tenant issues, probate complications, or the seller simply wants a faster path. Investors may look at a home differently than a retail buyer. They are usually focused on numbers, potential rental income, resale value, or renovation opportunity. This can create options for a seller who feels stuck or does not want to prepare the home for the traditional market. Creative financing can also include options like seller financing, subject to financing, lease option structures, or other terms that can help create a deal when a traditional sale may not be the best fit. This does not work for every seller or every buyer, and it must be structured carefully with the right professionals involved. But in some situations, creative financing can help a seller attract more buyers, solve a timing issue, create monthly income, reduce obstacles, or get a home sold when traditional financing is creating challenges. The key is making sure the seller understands the risks, the rewards, and the structure before agreeing to anything. If you are behind on payments, facing foreclosure, or in a distressed situation, the first thing I want you to know is there is no shame in this. There's no shame in asking for help. Life happens. A distress solution may include a short sale guidance, which we have the proper professionals in place, foreclosure prevention options, investor solutions, quick sale strategies, legal referrals, or helping you understand what choices you may still have available. The most important thing a seller should not do is wait too long and avoid the conversation. My goal is to help you understand your options quickly, protect as much equity as possible, and connect you with the right resources so that you are not trying to handle this alone. If your home needs updates, but you do not have the money to fix it before you sell, a pre-listing renovation or fix it and list it may help. Sometimes small improvements can make the biggest difference in how buyers respond to your home. This could include paint, flooring, landscaping, staging, repairs, cleaning, lighting, or cosmetic updates. In some cases, there may be options where the work is completed before the listing is even on the market and paid at closing. The goal is not to overspend. The goal is to identify the improvements that may help increase the buyer interest, improve the sale price, reduce objections, and help the home stand out. Estate and probate sales can be emotional and complicated because there may be family members, attorneys, court timelines, personal property, repairs, and decisions that need to be carefully made. My role is to help bring structure, communication, and calm to the entire process. I help coordinate property preparation, market value guidance, clean out resources, vendor support, buyer strategy, and communication with the appropriate parties. I always recommend sellers with the proper legal professionals. The real estate side of it, I can handle. My job is to help make the process as organized and stress-free as possible. If you want to sell your home but need time to stay in the home after closing, a leaseback arrangement may be helpful. A leaseback allows the seller to sell the home now, but remain in the property for an agreed period of time after closing. This can be useful if you are waiting for your next home, relocating, downsizing, building, or simply need more time in the home to move. The details matter, including timing, rent, deposits, insurance, responsibilities, and written agreements. But when structured correctly, a leaseback can reduce stress and give the seller breathing room. Now on to our 1031 exchange. The 1031 exchange is a tax deferral strategy often used by investment property owners. It allows the seller to sell one investment property and potentially defer capital gains taxes by purchasing another qualifying investment property within a specific IRS timelines and rules. This is not something to handle casually. A seller needs a qualified intermediary, tax advisor, and the right guidance before selling. But if you own investment property and want to reposition your money into another property, a 1031 exchange may be worth exploring before the property goes under contract. An off-market or private sale strategy may make sense for the seller who values privacy, does not want public exposure, and does not want constant showings, or wants to quietly test interest before going fully active. This can work well in certain situations, but it also has trade-offs. Less exposure may mean fewer buyers, so we need to be very careful about the seller goals. The benefit is privacy and control. The potential downside is that you may not create the same level of buyer competition as a full market listing. My job is to help you understand both sides so that you can choose the strategy that best fits your situation. The biggest thing I want sellers to take away from this video is that you have options. Selling a home does not have to be a one-size-fits-all. Your strategy should be based on your goals, your timing, your equity, your stress level, and your next move, and what matters most to you. Sometimes the best solution is a traditional listing. Sometimes it's a cash offer. Sometimes it's creative financing. And sometimes we compare multiple options side by side before you decide. My role is to help you think clearly, protect your money, reduce your stress, and create a strategy that helps you move forward with confidence. If you're thinking about selling in Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte, or Lee County, let's talk through your options. I'm Kim Donahue with Medway Realty. My contact information is 941-724-2587, or you can connect with me directly at kimsellsarasota.com. Bye for now.